Hello, how are you doing? This is an old channel. This is something that I created several years ago and posted a bunch of rambly stuff on, and I don't think I've put anything up here for about a year. But I figured I would revive it because I'm making some changes to my main channel, and I want and it is leaving something. Let me explain. So one of the things that I've kind of realized over the past several months, as I've been trying to figure out a lot of stuff that YouTube and life and trying to be happy and trying to lose weight, trying to meditate, is that it is ridiculously easy for me to let my mental state dictate everything. But that what I can do is set up habits and patterns that give me an opportunity to still get the stuff that I want to get done, even when I'm not feeling like doing it on that day. When I was looking at YouTube, and particularly the main channel, because I kind of drifted off from doing the kind of on the daily or even just on the regular type of stuff. I was still making the Kerbal Space programming videos, which I'm still pretty proud of, even though it doesn't seem to get much of a response. And but I kind of stopped doing I'm going to turn on the camera and talk and be candid. And I was looking back and I was trying to figure out, what is it about this that makes it so difficult? And I think part of it is that every day the pattern that I was trying to set up was that I would turn on the camera and I would talk, and I would come up with something to say. And I wouldn't have scripted anything because I felt, well, that's just dishonest. That's not legitimate. And then I wanted to be authentic. What I've discovered, though, is that there are certain benefits to lying. Because if you're having a really terrible day and you feel like you need to be completely transparent about that, well, that means that you need to make a really terrible video, frankly. One of the things so this week I've started this Rest of Your Life series, which is inspired by kind of going back, watching some of my older stuff, going back watching some Ze Frank stuff, going back watching some Wheezy Waiter stuff, and I was watching a lot of those videos. And I was looking, I was like, you know what, this is more formulaic, but at the same time, it's really entertaining. In particular, I was watching the old Wheezy Waiter stuff, and I was sitting there, I was like, these cuts are so long, and it's there's space left around all of the cuts, and I was thinking, this is so not what YouTube is anymore. And yet, I found it really entertaining. I mean, in fact, the kind of the disconnect between where we'd expect a cut to be and where it actually is adds a bit more humor, in my opinion. So anyway, it struck me how, wow, this stuff is still really entertaining. It doesn't feel outdated. It feels like it would, at least I still enjoy it very much, and I think it still sort of applies. And so I've plagiarized a little bit, but really what I wanted to do was say, okay, if I'm having a bad day or I'm having a good day or whatever, I want to have a way that I can say, okay, I'm going to make something, and it doesn't have to be a fully authentic and transparent me. If I'm feeling crabby, maybe I can work in some snarky jokes that help let me vent that a little bit, but that I don't need to go, hey guys, this is depressing. It's a depressing day. And just having sort of that regular pattern would be really helpful for me, because YouTube is something that I think is, it's been a big part of my life for a long time. I stepped away for a while, and it didn't go well, if I'm being honest. In my personal life was not super happy. So really what I've been focusing on is trying to set up a system such that I can make stuff on the regular, and try and reduce the friction for doing that. So what I've been trying to do is actually write a script every night, and I don't always get it done in the night, and then I'll wake up in the morning, I'll go through, I'll proofread it, I'll I'll email the script to my Kindle, and then go ahead and film it. And usually, this past week the videos have been between 2 and 3 minutes long, and it usually takes me 20 to 30 minutes to record, and then additional 30 or 40 minutes to edit. But I've got the lights set up in, I think, kind of a stable way. I've got the camera set up. Actually, I can, if I switch over to the vlogging cam, I can show you. I mean, this is nice. I've got a lav mic. I've got a monitor, so I can track all this stuff, and I can adjust the focus ring and all that, which is great. So yeah, it's something that I'm trying. Another thing that I wanted to just kind of briefly touch on is that I'm at a bit of a crossroads in my life, and I really want to be able to talk about this, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid of how it might go. But I'm thinking about making some changes such that that maybe I need to take a job that is less lucrative in exchange for something that doesn't make me sad. That really I need to devote more time to mental health. And maybe that doesn't mean changing jobs. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. But it's something that I'm thinking about, and part of that means that I have to do some planning, and especially financially. I mean, as you know, I'm dealing with epilepsy. I've got health concerns. It's stuff that I have to budget for. I need to be I need to realize that I'm never going to be able to drive, and I have to account for that. Money is just a really terrifying thing. It is a wonderful way to just sort of scare people into certain behaviors. But so I think part of the thing, though, is that I would really like to try and just see, not plan, but if I can make videos on a frequent enough basis and of a high enough quality that people are willing to support it, that'd help a lot. And this is kind of independent of how I feel about crowdfunding, that sort of thing. But if I'm able to make something that people value, which is kind of the first step. It's not a can I try and get people to pay money. It's a can I try and make something worth paying for first. But if I can do that, then that gives me an awful lot more flexibility in terms of the amount of time that I can devote to video making, which generally makes me much happier than most of the rest of the stuff that I do in my life. Then I have the flexibility to look at other options, whereas right now I'm really kind of in the position of saying I really kind of need to stick with in a very small subset of what it is that I can do. To be clear, I'm fine. Nothing is wrong. There's no immediate disaster, but I know it is something that I've been thinking about, and I figured that I would just spin up the vlog channel again so that I would have a place to talk about this sort of stuff, because if I'm going to say, the main channel is going to be something that I'm actually going to try and make the content consistent so that you know what it is that you're going to get. I'm going to try and make it the sort of thing where I can produce it in a consistent and high quality way, and that it's not going to be just me turning on the camera and telling you my thoughts, because sometimes my thoughts aren't cherry. Well, then I want to have a place where I can actually do that, because this is cathartic for me. So anyway, I think there's still some people subscribed to this channel. I'm not going to promote it because if this channel took off, then it'd just be then this becomes the whole thing, and then oh man, I've been talking for a while, but anyway, I hope that you're doing well. And yes, to the extent that you're able to kind of support or give advice, I'm really enjoying. People are commenting on the main channel stuff. It's been great. Still looking for people to create warm-up videos, trying to create more interaction and that sort of thing. This is a project, and I want to devote the time to do it right, because it can A, be something that I'm proud of, and B, potentially be something that is worth asking people to support. So if you have advice on how I can do that better, I'd love to hear it. If you want to talk about your own life, I'd love to respond to you in the comments. And yes, I think that is it for me. So I hope you're having a good day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.